Can you imagine cooking in this?
Me neither.
But we have to.
We bought this 80s countryside house with big dreams, 1 acre of land, and some seriously amazing views.
It came with a lot of challenges.
While we tackle the essentials like having an actual bathroom, we still need a place to cook and eat.
So this week we're going to be turning the mouldy, neglected utility room into an actual usable kitchen.
And of course, doing this all on a tight DIY budget.
How much will it cost? And can a mouldy utility room become something we're proud of and willing to cook in?
Wait until you see the reveal with all the cost at the end.
Our first job was to fix some dodgy wiring that powered the oil-fired boiler. Not only did it look like a mess, but it was actually pretty dangerous. So we had to carefully remove it from the existing box without messing up the original setup.
Fixing this junction box, which basically powers the boiler for some crazy reason, and I don't know what else. Just want to snap it and keep the wires intact. There you go. That'll be easier for me to understand then what on earth he's doing here. Bloody hell, it's an absolute mess.
You're an electrician as well?
Yes, certified. It will be going in that.
Oh, this we bought?
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
What I was doing?
Probably sitting in the car waiting for me to come back from Screwfix. I'm basically just going to copy what he's done because I don't know what he's doing, but it's not safe, so I'm going to make it safe. Very strange wiring, but yeah, I don't know what this particular wire is doing. I wonder if we even need it. I don't know. Just trying to do it where it's all enclosed in this box, you see?
No, I can't see anything.
Alright. This wire's going to come in here and get clamped in there. This is the positive for the boiler, the live. Don't understand what all this other does here. That's our boiler's power, it's crazy. So that goes to that switch there. So I don't know what that cable does. I don't know what it does, where it goes, and if we need to care about it as much right now. I mean, we're not going to cut it out, we'll just disconnect it. But I'm just trying to simplify this circuit. I don't know what any of this does. Don't understand why this wire goes off here and it's just connected to one positive. Yeah, I want to disconnect that. You took a photo of this, yeah?
Yeah.
Fine, so.
Well, you did, so...
Yeah. Right. So let's turn that off. These ones, we're just gonna cover with blocks and just leave. And all we're gonna do now is join this. We'll join this to the plug that goes to the mains. That'll go in there, that'll go in there. That earth will go there, that cable will be in there. And then we'll do the same with the other side. Short this earth out. Just sleeve it first. Right, there you go, Bob's your uncle. Let me just take a couple more mil off it.
What did you say?
Couple more mil off it.
Something with uncle?
Bob's your uncle, English saying. Just means we've done it, like that's how you do it. So now, we're going to do the end of this one. It's already frayed and breaking it. Right, so then we're just going to basically use that box and just connect these. So brown's positive, yeah? Mm-hmm. And blue is negative, so we'll do blue in here. So we'll push these wires in under here. And hopefully this has just simplified it a little bit. Remove some redundant cables. I'll just chop it and I'll put duct tape over it.
Right, so yesterday, not so successful. The electrical wiring in the utility we basically thought, okay, we can cut those wires out. They don't look like they do anything. Yesterday, after work, I thought, oh, I'll have a shower, I'll wash my hands, you know, get clean. I was thinking there's no hot water, there's no hot water. I was trying to figure out why. And I realised that the boiler's actually powering on, but the thermostat switch, the thing that you set the power temperature to it, just doesn't work. So brilliant, just disconnect the thermostat and yeah, just live in a house with no working kitchen and then no hot water, no central heating. So it's really nice. So today we're gonna redo it basically and yeah, fix that.
Hello, hello, who is this sexy worker here?
Yeah, it's me, your qualified electrician. Luckily I took a picture. That is wired up at the point where the previous one was. So basically we've wired up this wire here and we've wired in this one, except the positive, which we're going to wire in with these other two. I've basically exposed the tips and bent it over. I'm going to put a piece of earthing cable over the top, like so. Now I'm going to turn the power back on and we're going to see what happens, because it's either going to work or it's going to spark everywhere. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's go upstairs and let's see if it works. Let's go. So it looks like it's on to me. Let's see if it turns off. This was not working before, they were not going on. We've done it, fixed it. Awesome. So I'm pleased we did that. It looks very messy, you know, this junction box thing with 4 wires coming out of it. But at some point it will all be redone anyway, and at least we understand, you know, what it does.
This?
Yeah, this is this. Oh, what's that? What happened there?
I don't know.
What's happening? Why is the lights changing like that?
I don't know.
Go and check that power's off. Yes, 100%?
Yeah, it's written off there, yeah.
Huh, what was that light for then? Very strange.
Scary.
It was, because if the power's on, I'm dead. I'm just screwing this back on. We need to get cable ties and we'll cable tie all this. There, it's done. Put this inside here.
When we came here, I never thought that this is the room which I will use the most.
Yeah, it was vile.
Next, we wanted to improve the lighting. So we removed the single ceiling rose and installed 2 LED strip lights wired in through a junction box.
Before we look at the state of this, why is there a nail just chilling out here? I'm just figuring out where I can position this thing. So obviously we've got the joist here, so we can only got so much real estate. Alright, so this bad boy's attached. And we're going to run the wires into this, and then we're going to split them out this side here, and that'll be where the lights feed into. Well, it's going to be quite awkward to do this because they're all going to be different angles. I need to basically connect 3 of these at the same time. Shut that one under there. Shut that one under there. And that one needs to go in like this. Right, that's the earth's done. Here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just join these wires together inside this very limited space that I've got. Alright, done. So we've got 1 feed coming in that was this rose, ceiling rose, whatever you want to call it, and then we've spliced 2 off that are going to go off for these individual lights. The next step is to place these lights on. So I'll attach these bad boys, which go into the light. I'm not going to clip it on because it's a pain in the ass to get off. And then that clips on the ceiling like that. About there. So I'm going to put the first bracket here. Oh, that's not good. That's just plasterboard there. That's not good. All right, we'll take that out. We can put wall plugs in, which should be all right to go into plasterboard. More dust in my eye, fantastic. Hopefully not asbestos. Let's see what happens. Hopefully some magic. You excited? You look excited. Done. That on there. Seal that up, put it on here. Wow, decent.
Right, so we just painted the utility room cupboard. I hope you can see it. Made it look a little bit cleaner and fresher. So we're going to put some tins and stuff in there. And now the next job for the utility is basically this section here. I'm going to remove this inner carcass and basically attach this top workbench to the wall here with some wooden sections, because it's supported obviously by this legs here. And then clean this out because it's covered in grime. We're going to put a freezer here, and then this room's going to feel a little bit more usable because we've got a fridge, washing machine, and we'll have a freezer. It will be a little bit nicer to be able to freeze things. Alright, today's job, I want to try and fit mixer tap in replacing these two basically, because it's kind of unusable just to have two taps. This one gets boiling hot and this one's just obviously cold all the time. So I've got this mixer tap on eBay. It's like £9 brand new. It comes with the flexi pipes, and then I've bought the blank for the extra tap so that I can block off the hole. And I've also got a new waste gasket as well because it's dripping a bit, so I'm going to replace that once I pull it out. So yeah, I've never done this before, so I've already come down here and had a look and seen what's involved. So I've removed the waste just to try and get a bit more visibility, and it's got these push fit connectors on it. If I remove that, that'll expose a threaded section, and then I can just directly mate this piece to it. This stainless piece here will just go over that threaded section. Spanner. There we go. Right, so I've got that off. We'll do the same to this side, and then we'll pull this dirty thing out, give it a wash, replace the gasket on the waste, yeah, try and put it back. So now we can disconnect this whole unit. Right, so I've just slid the unit away from the wall. We can see what's behind it. So nothing too scary to be honest, just a load of dirt and grime. Boy, this is vile back here. Look at this. Absolutely vile. Obviously this is just raw plasterboard as well, so I don't want to get it too wet because it will start to break up. Right, I pulled the sink out because I had to basically burn out this waste trap thing. So it was completely seized on. So I just basically burnt it out. It was leaking anyway. I'm going to try and take this tap off now. I've loosened it. Done. First problem, this thing that needs to receive the tap, I don't think it's going to fit through that hole. No. To modify that hole slightly. Obviously this is just a cheap sink that came in the house. You know, it's not going to be like this forever. But for now, keep the budget intact. First thing, let's do the easy jobs first. We've got 2 gaskets, then that probably goes there with that gasket on it. So that goes there. That comes underneath and screws to that. And then that waste I took off screws to that. It goes on there like that. Like that. Right, so I need to connect the pipe from that to that. Okay, that goes on there. Then this comes up, and hopefully it can go all the way up to the top. Yeah, it can. Fine, so we've got to not damage these threads, otherwise it won't travel. I can't remember which one's for metal. I think this one. We'll give it a go. Reckon that's alright? It is insanely cheap.
The plumbing took a bit longer than we thought, because we had to modify the sink. Honestly, we don't recommend buying such a cheap tap. It was really tricky to get the clamp to stay secure. As you saw earlier in the video, there was an ugly old chimney hole in the wall from before the utility room was added. We filled that hole with the cement blocks, and with a bit of the help from my dad, we mortared over the top. Later we finished it off with a final coat of filler.
Maybe I'll try that, see if that helps it fit in nicer actually.
Oh, fits fine.
Yeah.
So we filled that hole, now we are going to sand this, then we will wash the wall and paint over, and we can hang the unit back on the wall. So this is what we are going to do now, and let's go.
Enjoy yourself. That's the sander.
Will enjoy myself.
So hold that top if you're struggling.
How do I know what is sanded, what is supposed
When
to
it's smooth. See how it's smooth, but you feel there's like a difference there. We'll make it look good. It's just this room is a perfect example of something that just takes ages to do.
Yeah.
Because I've had to do stuff that I wouldn't even think you'd need to do, like wire this and take this cupboard apart and clean it and paint it, put it back together. So we had an extra drawer fascia, or like dummy fascia, I guess you'd call it, that was from this carcass of this unit here, and we wanted something that would fill this in. So when we got this didn't have anything here. So we've now taken the section out of the middle of that. Obviously you're still going to have the crack. I can potentially fill that in with like wood glue mixed with sawdust. Line it up like this.
Wow,
It looks pretty good.
looks very good.
Yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
Good DIY guy.
Yeah. This is how the professionals do it. So I've basically screwed the offcut into the middle and then put two holes there. So now I should just be able to, I'll just put it in place for now. Like that. And then we'd screw it on. It should close. Yeah, perfect. Right, we're back in the utility. And when we started sorting through this room, we basically noticed this cable. Obviously it looks pretty strange just to have a cable sticking out like that. I assume this is something to do with the outside light, but the outside light didn't work. I replaced the bulb in it and it's just on permanently. I've been to Screwfix today. I picked up a surface mounting block, whatever you would call this thing, an isolation switch. So we'll fit this here, we'll drill the hole out, run the cables through, fit it into this, and it'll look a bit neater. So it's on permanently. There's none of the switches in this room or the other room turn that off. So that's what we'll do, because we don't want a light on all the time, because we can't afford those bills. I'm going to chop this here. We're going to slide this through here. Put that in place there. I'll just screw that in and then we'll wire it in. Two more jobs we need to do. And then we need to insulate this earth. So now we need to just basically connect this to these and this to the top ones, and then when the switch is on it connects the circuit, when it's off it kills the circuit. And that's good. And we'll do the other side. So this switch is just joining the wires, right?
Feel for watching 90 days and eating the chocolate.
No, fiancé. Series is our luxury now. So there's a bathroom apparently. Push it back into this box and we will just test it. Put it in.
Oh, it is on.
Now, turn the switch, try not to touch these wires. It's off.
Good.
On, off.
Ta-da!
Wait, not quite finished yet.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I think it looks better without these things.
Without them?
Yeah, don't you think?
Well, yeah, for consistency, maybe, because they're not on anywhere else. Fine.
Why just leave it there?
Maybe one on, one off.
Just leave it, you can still take it off.
Fine, I'll put both in there. I can't stand one on, one off. Awesome.
So finally, we finished this room.
We've basically chosen this room as our makeshift kitchen, just because our kitchen to the left of me here is a shell, and it's going to be a shell for probably 6 months plus, to be honest.
So first, as you saw, we painted whole room. We cleaned it as it was very, very dirty, and if someone told me that I would be using this room first, I would not believe, because it was really filth. After we cleaned the mold and painted, we needed washing machine. So this was our first purchase. We got the washing machine from marketplace. The fridge which we're using now, it was already here in a property. It looked really, really bad. But we managed to clean it, got rid of some mold. Now it's fine for us.
And then just below that junction box was a massive, I'm not really too sure what it was for, to be honest. It was a vent hole for something, like a chimney in Argus, some sort of vent hole, but it was huge.
Yeah, inside we have our plates.
And then even, I'm all about the little small details. There was a dresser upstairs on our second video, I think you saw, that was in one of the bedrooms. It had some handles, so I just repurposed them and put them everywhere.
So these shelves here we had in our living room, so we decided to reuse them. Our stuff from the storage. And here for now we decided to buy like a
portable oven.
And we bought a crock pot. So I'm learning to just cook with it. Oh, this was our hanger.
Yeah.
And we reused that for hanging our pots, as it's like a very small space here.
So this freezer, we actually really got quite a good deal on it. We got it from Marketplace for free, just up the road. Just needed a good clean. It's Miele. Yeah, it was mouldy. Maybe we're doing the guy a favour just picking it up, but no, it actually works fine. So it's really good. So we got a free freezer. This windowsill,
So again, this is temporary, right? This is not forever, but this windowsill was just bare wood. So we've sanded it back, painted it with some gloss, oil-based paint, and then created this makeshift windowsill here from just it's like a board that we just found out by the garage, right, on the floor. We sanded it and painted it, and yeah, screwed it into the wall, and it's a windowsill, because behind that's just a void. We've got some outside security cameras. I basically ran them down here, and then there's a plug underneath which I added. It's like a multi-socket that powers these two things. So this sink was here already. I bought the world's cheapest mixer tack on eBay, which lesson learned, don't do that basically, because they're rubbish. While I came to refit the sink, I ran mastic all the way around because that was why it was leaking underneath. So outside light switch.
Brought our clock, which
Brought
contrasts here
contrast
nicely.
the window frame, yeah, all
Yeah.
about that interior design here at Build and Bloom. There's a unit here that I removed completely to fit this fridge freezer. That then gave me this door, but the door was the wrong way round, so I moved the handle at the top. And then this was always missing here. So you see this fascia thing.
We have our cutlery here, which fit nicely here. We basically have everything here what we need for cooking for now.
We're ready.
I think these lights are too bright for
She
me.
thinks they're too bright. They are.
I think they are too bright.
They are probably too bright. There's two of them. I added an extra strip of batten behind this because it was sagging, so that should give
As
it...
well in the other one you did.
Yeah, I also did.
So this cost us very little, but it looks really good. I'm quite happy with what we did here, and we can now focus on bigger jobs like bathroom, kids' bedrooms, our bedroom, and then we can start doing kitchen and living room.
Yeah.
As it's big job, and we need to cook somewhere and eat, and meal deals are quite boring now and expensive.
Yeah, we've literally smashed all the meal deals.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite bored of them, yeah.
So that's it.
That's it. Welcome to our utility. Hope you liked it.
And let's go to bigger jobs.
Yeah.
Wait until you see the reveal with all the cost until the end.
Stay tuned.
Wait a second. Wait until you see the reveal with all the cost. Wait until you see the reveal. Why you make me laugh?
I'm just here.
Yeah, sure.
You shush now.